We'd be remiss not to talk about the premiere of Another Simple Favor, which is Blake Lively's latest movie following It Ends With Us and all of the legal drama that surrounds it. So a lot of people thought that Blake was not going to show up to the premiere of this movie out of fear of backlash from the media and also protesters, which we'll get to later. But she did end up making an appearance alongside her co-lead, Anna Kendrick, and basically the whole thing turned into speculation about her and Anna Kendrick hating each other behind the scenes. One of these accounts on X has been non-stop posting about Blake Lively.
You're gonna have to explain this to me because I admit, like, when it starts to get into like actor doesn't like another actor, a buzzing starts going on in my brain and I just tune out. So you're gonna have to.
You don't believe it?
I don't care.
You don't believe the claims?
Like it's like you can make it interesting to me by explaining it to me, but I'm not gonna shuffle through. Like when these clips show up on my timeline, I'm like, I'm not watching 2 minutes of that to figure out. You always make it interesting. So
the theory is easy to believe. It's not that Anna Kendrick just hates Blake Lively.
She could be the evil queen. Blake Lively for the evil queen.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, chat.
It's not that Anna Kendrick theoretically just hates Blake Lively for no reason. It's more so that your colleague is making your job a lot harder.
Yes.
Because part of your job is promoting the movie. And when you have to do it with someone who is at the center of a media firestorm and you're also getting roped into it just by association.
Yeah, she's probably like...
She resents that.
She's like, look, that guy in Pop Culture Crisis always dunks on me for being boring, and I like my boring...
Yeah.
Like, I'm inoffensive.
No, Anna Kendrick wants to have a very
job.
boring Hollywood role, and she doesn't want to be pulled into any of this drama. So this one tweet said, Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick before they walk the red carpet at South by Southwest, Another Simple Favor premiere. I reported on Blake being terrified to walk the carpet as Anna Kendrick is pissed at her and never wants to work with her again. And then the director of Another Simple Favor, Paul Feig, tweeted a response to this saying, you're wrong. Do you think this was the wrong call for him to say this?
If it's Paul Feig, it's always the wrong call.
Yeah.
Remember, we will not forget Ghostbusters. You are not forgiven. You have not been absolved.
I don't think that he should be getting into mudslinging fights with random X accounts that report on Blake Lively's personal drama.
Did you see the post the other day where it says Vincent D'Onofrio responds to Daredevil critic, where a guy says they ruined Kingpin, and he responds, thanks, dumbass. And people are like, what's he doing responding to this random account? Well, the account name was dumbass.
Okay.
How can you be mad at him for responding to that?
If they have a sense of humor about it, that's one thing. But when you're just getting into back and forths with anonymous accounts online in the middle of your movie premiere, it's not a good look. Now, I will say a lot of the hate directed at Blake Lively, specifically on this night, felt very forced and desperate and contrived to me, especially with just how innocuous her appearance on the red carpet was. Another tweet read, Blake Lively, aka Plantation Barbie, did a costume change on the red carpet for Another Simple Favor.
Okay,
is she serious? The delusion and narcissism is egregious. No one else did this. I know Anna Kendrick is so tired.
I have to ask, like, my general belief would be like somebody making the critique about where she got married isn't necessarily the same person who cares about her thing with Justin Baldoni.
Meaning, like, woke people are mad at the racism scandals and anti-woke people are mad at the false Me Too claims.
I don't believe that the average person who cares about the false Me Too claims cares for a second that she got married on a plantation.
Yeah, which is why it's bizarre that they even made mention of it.
I was given secondhand embarrassment when Ryan Reynolds apologized for getting married on a plantation. Like, out of all the things to respond to.
Right. Yeah, well, back then it was a different climate as well.
I mean, that would have just blown. Like, even back then, I feel like that one would have just blown over.
I sent you the dramatic costume change, actually.
Well, I have this clip
in Slack. It shows you the before and after. It just felt like that was relevant for calling it delusional and narcissistic. This is it. She had a jacket on.
That was like the same color as the dress.
And then she took off the jacket. I mean, I don't know about you. That's the most delusional, narcissistic thing I've ever seen a celebrity do. Ever. Nothing tops this. Yeah. I mean, I know if I were Anna Kendrick and I saw Blake Lively take her jacket off,
let me
I
tell
would be
you
absolutely
guys,
fuming.
Let me tell you guys about the time that one time at the Royal Rumble, Cactus Jack came out, and then Mankind came out, and then Dude Love came out, and they were all Mick Foley, all one guy. I'm bringing this back in for the men here who might not understand this. Mick Foley is a pro wrestler, and then he played these 3 separate characters throughout his career. And in one Royal Rumble, which is where you go down to the ring and you have to be the last person who doesn't get thrown out of the ring, he came down 3 separate times as 3 separate people. Mm-hmm. That's this right here. She's like, I'm Blake Lively with a coat on.
Disguise.
And I'm Blake Lively without a coat on.
Yeah, there was also this incredibly loaded headline from TMZ showing her on the red carpet in a video. Can you pull that up?
Is that the one?
Blake Lively is setting up for the perfect shot on the red carpet at the Another Simple Favor premiere and putting a pause on photos to make sure her skin looks just right in the snaps. Is it that deep? Like, is it that serious?
Yeah.
Like, I know
she told
people
to wear their florals. Of course she cares about this type of stuff.
We're not, like, Blake Lively stands on this show, but are we mad at the fact that she's taking pictures on a red carpet for her own movie?
Who is that guy?
It's one of the other actors.
It's not Joe Manganiello, is it?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I don't care. This doesn't bother.
This is so lame. So then, here's what's more interesting.
Not quite Oompa Loompa, but... What?
They started going down the line, and then press thought this was the perfect opportunity to catch Anna Kendrick, and they wanted to have her comment on Blake Lively's legal drama with Justin Baldoni.
Yeah.
So they asked her, you know, how do you feel about, like, the release of this movie with, like, what it says about everything that's going on in the world or something really vague like that, just seeing if she would catch it. And this was her extremely media-trained response.
Other thing I want to ask you, how do you feel like how does it feel like the movie's being impacted kind of by everything happening around going on in the world?
Why what happened? I did ayahuasca and the last year of my life is just gone, but I've heard the movie's amazing.
Wait, thank you.
Beautiful. Beautifully
amazing work. And I know a lot of actors could learn from this. But they said, my favorite trend is press trying to get non-existent tea and underestimating Anna Kendrick's wit and intelligence in the process.
This is kind of turning
She's five steps ahead of any conversation.
I'm turning her. This is me literally turning around on Anna Kendrick. She's slowly pulling me.
You're changing your mind.
I'll never forgive her for being just a wooden block of wooded wood in The Accountant. Yeah. But, you know.
There was another clip where they ask her, what does it mean to be working with Blake Lively again? And this was her short response.
What does it mean to be working with Blake again?
Oh, we're talking about you all day.
Okay, that one feels like shade.
Oh, you know.
That one does feel like...
The thing is, on the press tour for the first movie, just called A Simple Favor, they actually had a running joke where Blake and Anna Kendrick acted like they hated each other in all of the interviews. And it got to a point where people weren't sure if it was kayfabe. So I don't know if they actually clash or if it was still just a marketing tactic because they're adversaries in the movie.
It's right under the same guise as Sydney Sweeney having her own marketing tactics. And I buy that.
Showmance or maybe some sort of frenemies version of that. And then there was this other clip of Blake and Anna Kendrick on stage at South by Southwest where everyone was saying it's clear by their body language that they hate each other.
So what happens in the third one? No, I'm joking. Capri and Rome, honestly. So Paul, we really wanted to make this second movie, and
Anna Kendrick looks closed off.
He wanted to shoot in Capri, and I was like, that sounds amazing, but it's very expensive, and let's just shoot in Connecticut.
She's not looking at Blake.
I didn't understand why.
Down
I mean,
the floor.
this is like a whole thing that people do, where they analyze body language at these press junkets. one of the things they tend to ignore when they do that is like, do you remember, people in the chat will remember, Pepperidge Farm will remember, all of the press junkets that were going on during Infinity War for Marvel, and Brie Larson would be on these press junkets with the other guys, and they would like clip these moments where it looked like everybody hated her or like she was annoying everyone. But it's like they've been doing like 30 of these interviews.
Like that would annoy anyone.
Yeah, like, and even if true, it's like you could be annoyed by something one time and not hate a person.
Right.
Though it is their job to not let that show on camera.
Right. And
this just looks more like she's uncomfortable on stage.
It's giving the same vibes as Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot presenting at the Oscars, though.
Well, then that is them not liking each other. If
There's a distance there. She's not looking at Blake while Blake is talking.
And now I want to.
And holding her wrist like that.
Maybe they're committed to kayfabe like wrestlers used to be, where the good guys were never seen hanging out with the bad guys off camera.
Yeah.
Or in this case, on a different camera than the movie camera.
Could be some 4D chess marketing ploy.
And like it's just magical. And they sell hats. That crazy, beautiful hat was just a hat in a store. Like humans buy that.
Okay, she's doing this.
She's like
that's
kind
a
of rubbing her
That's a
arm.
self-soothing thing, but that
Yeah.
could just be because she's on stage. I don't know.
I think it's entirely believable that Anna Kendrick resents having to work with Blake while Blake is the center of attention for all the wrong reasons. And she is equally a lead in this movie and has to answer for Blake's own PR pitfalls.
She's like, ugh.
It's not hard for me to believe.
Leave me out of it.
No, Blake came to us with, I just found this hat. I go, wait, like.
I mean, if I were her, I'd be annoyed I had to be on stage with him.
I don't know what's going on with that.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.